So I was thinking for the intro scene, you'd already been hired by the local sheriff in Broggenburg to take care of a problem on a nearby bridge. But I don't know if that really fits that you'd all be doing it for gold right now. Certainly for a couple of you. So maybe the others are kind of just like travelling in the same direction and happen to come across this bridge at the point in time when the others are there fighting this thing. So let's say Salazar and Ricardo and Drac, you guys, the sheriff in the town is giving you guys a purse of 120 coins to take care of this monster that's been harassing merchants and travellers at a bridge just outside the city. And, you know, as you guys are approaching the bridge,
That's fine.
this animated stone structure with the shield is kind of just like slowly walking towards the bridge from the other side.
Is that the monster that he was telling us about?
Ricardo's just going to really run up and challenge it to a duel.
Wait, am I not on the other side of the bridge? There's monsters in the way. So,
Would he explain to us what the monster was that we would get? So, I was just saying, if it was large and he's described himself as a dwarf, then I can assume that he is not what I'm after.
I mean, if you're saying this guy's a dwarf, I think like he might have like cloth on him, like not hiding his stone at all. Just because like people wear clothes, so he wears clothes.
And he is large, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh, so you're large. Okay.
Yes, he's far larger than a dwarf would be.
So, okay. I'm putting it together in my head now. Gotcha.
Like he's a stone golem, but he's wearing what he assumes to be like close enough to dwarven clothes, but they were like torn apart.
He's a giant dwarf.
He's a giant dwarf, yeah. Okay. Hey, I'm putting it together. It doesn't have claws or things, so I'm going to ignore him for now.
Are you not the fell beast, tempting to sway and riddled wound upon those travellers?
So I don't know if I caught that though. I heard something about travellers.
I'm basically challenging you to a duel with a sword pointed at you.
He called you a fell monster that's attacking people.
I queried if he was one.
And pointed a sword at him.
So the golem just kind of looks down at you and goes, "No, I'm a travelling dwarf. I am looking for my family." And he tries to just keep going across the bridge.
While they're doing this, can I look at the bridge and see if I can see any signs of the monsters the mayor told us about?
Sure. Why don't you roll with careful?
Would I have advantage from tracking?
You're not tracking anything at the moment because you need a trail to be tracking something. So yeah, so it's 2d6 plus your modifier for all you doing in dice rolls.
Should I just do it on
Are you on your shark when you're doing this, or have you hopped off to look around bear?
I'd probably be on the ground with them. I don't think I had my shark when I was in town.
Okay, so they're like conversing with this stone creature, and you kind of start looking around the bridge for clues, signs of a trail, something you can track. You go off the bridge and around the edge to see if there's any footprints in the mud next to the river. You approach the water, and one of the large boulders there just kind of uncurls itself so it's standing like 3 times your height, towering over you, and you can see it's got this large pointed nose and large pointed ears, and this kind of like faintly well, not faintly, like kind of moss-coloured skin with these sort of lumps around it that look sort of rocky. And it takes a swipe at you with its claw and rakes itself across your shoulder. Take a pain.
Alright.
The two people who are oblivious do not notice this monster when it pulls itself up to its full height.
I'm currently apologising to the giant dwarf, for pointing a sword at him and making false accusations.
Do the damage that's like, it's okay. Not many people know dwarves.
But Draken definitely notices this like 12-foot creature just sort of rear its head up over one side of the bridge.
I guess it'll knock me over. I'll lose my footing.
Okay.
Do you want to do something, Draken, or should I do something first?
Yeah. I'm just gonna shadow walk. I'm just gonna use the golem shadow and appear behind the monster below the bridge.
Yeah, so behind it, where its shadow is like cast into the water.
Right.
Yep, you can just do that, that's fine.
Alright. I think I'll wait. I'm gonna like just study it and wait, so I'll pass my turn.
If you want to study it, you can roll with careful. So it's 2d6 and then your careful is a modifier.
Careful is +1, so if I just hit this dice and hit 2d6, will it ask me to add anything to it? No. So +1 at the end of that. But I not know anything useful about it. Oh yeah, of course, 2 of them.
Alright. While that's happening to him, I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out some of my monster feed. And just like reach up and try to pet its snout while telling the monster that it's adorable. I have no idea.
Yeah, you're not going to get a roll for this because that's just dumb.
I was thinking to myself, like, should he have the gullible tag or the naive tag? Like,
Okay, so you roll
but he
your
is a
defense.
monster name, right? So.
If you got armor, you get a dice. Sorry, if you get armor, you get +1. If you're trained, you get +1. If you're agile or athletic, you get +1.
I have combat reflexes and agile, and I'm wearing a gambeson.
Okay, so plus... Gambeson's not going to work, unfortunately, so it's going to be +2. Okay, you take a pain or stress of your choice. No, sorry, that's wrong. You take a pain and a stress.
Alright, I'll let out a cry of pain. And I'll miss something important.
Sure, so they're saying, you know, you were patting its nose, and it just, like, uppercut swipes you with its long claws. Slices through the gambin, cuts into your chest, causes you to scream out in pain. You don't even notice that the second one is kind of slowly moving itself around so that 2 of them are surrounding you.
I guess would my cry of pain attract my shark?
I thought you left it at town.
No, I just didn't have it in town with me. It'd just be flying around.
Oh, okay, so you're like... Yeah, sure. So, Drac, what would you like to do? You're just, like, lying with your hands and feet in the water.
I'd like to shadow walk again, but this time underneath the bridge so I can like be hanging from the bottom of it with spider walk.
Okay.
And then I'd like to attack with a throwing knife from a distance. If it's still down, like I'm assuming they haven't climbed up onto the bridge yet. He's one of
No,
them
they're
has
like on the bank surrounding Salazar. Okay, so that's like a sneaky attack.
Right.
If you want to give me a sneaky roll. Is that +2 to that?
9 plus 2 will be 11. Yeah, +2. Yeah, my sneaky's +2.
I'm assuming you're throwing at the one that actually attacked him, not the one that's just rounding on him.
Whichever one poses the most danger to him right now.
Yeah. Are you aiming for anyone in particular?
A vulnerable spot, so like something like an eye or something, maybe.
Eye
Face.
works. Yep. You throw your dagger, it flies through the air. The kunai hits him in the left eye. With these like big yellow eyes, which really stand out against the mossy green skin and the grey, scaly, stony parts. And the thing lets out a ferocious roar of pain as it clasps its eye and starts like pulling its head backwards, and that finally draws the attention of Ricardo and our golem.
People in peril? I must go. It has been a very good day to you, sir. And he's going to run off.
Alan.
I'm doing this while eating, that's the problem.
It was perfect, dude. It like no, there's like no stress or worry at all. Like someone's in trouble.
Yep. That's exactly his mentality. Someone's in trouble. I better go.
Yes, so you see the one creature clutching its eye, roaring. The other creature just bearing down on Salazar, who's on, well, he's not really on the ground, he's like clutching his stomach where he's been hurt.
At this point, you just hear like a. What sound would a shark make if it's not underwater?
I mean, they don't make sounds normally. But I mean,
So would it just be like a whooshing noise with wind?
This is a
It's just-
completely different creature, so if you want to give it a noise, you can.
It's a silent death.
Just like a loud warbling noise, like the air is vibrating or something.
Or it's got the classic like outdoor eagle sound that they always play in TV programs.
Oh,
was
that's actually like
thinking
a
a
cuckoo.
dolphin. I was thinking a dolphin noise.
Oh my god, that's how it is. Yeah, I mean, it can make any noise you want to make.
Yeah, I guess the shark, just hearing Salazar's cry of pain, would rush forward and just bite onto one of them. Try to fling it up into the air with it.
Okay, roll forceful for me.
I don't know, I was on my phone right then.
What's your forceful modifier? What's that?
Yeah.
I can't see. I'm gonna look at that sheet. Nothing. Okay, so that's gonna be a pain in the move. Okay, yeah, so your shark comes flying literally out of nowhere, sinks its teeth into the side of this creature, and it lets out. I'm assuming this is the one just overbearing you, it's not the one that's had its eye done. And the creature lets out just another roar of pain, and it turns around, it takes a swipe at your shark. I guess the shark doesn't really get to bend, so your shark will take a wound.
Fangs do anything for the damage?
What's that?
It had the shark has sharp fangs. Would that do anything? Or no, it just gives it piercing, right?
Yeah, it just gives it piercing. Okay, so Ricardo and Duridan, just want to do something.
They're at the bottom of a bridge, aren't they?
I would
they
describe
on
them as the
the bridge?
bottom, they're just kind of on the bank of the river.
Alright, yeah. I'm gonna jump off the bridge and onto one of the on top of the one that's got the wounded eye
Yep.
and try and pierce my rapier into its neck.
Okay, definitely flashy. Let's see it.
a 9. Oh, do I get advantage for anything?
I mean,
I've got
you would
rapiers,
have, but I
not
mean, it's
agile.
such a difficult kind of shot, leaping off and coming straight on top of it. I would say it negates it.
Okay, that's fine. 9's good enough anyway.
Okay, so you come down, sink a rapier into it, and the thing falls to the ground with you on top of it. It then, like, turns over and knocks you off its back with your sword still stuck into it.
We'll just draw my second sword.
Durridin,
Yeah,
what would you like to do?
I think. So did he get knocked on the ground, or did he get disarmed entirely?
He jumped off the bridge, landed on top of it, and got his sword stuck in it.
Right. I think the other them would actually try to imitate him and jump off and try and clean at it.
He's unarmed. He does have an axe.
Oh, I've got an axe on my sheet, but if it was like take too long to take out whatever, I can just shield bash it.
Oh no, I mean the axe is fine. Okay, so you're just copying him. So I guess you're flashy as well.
I've got okay flashlights.
Oh, you aced it.
11.
So it takes a wound.
That's the extra weight does the damage.
Yeah, I mean it's a pile of rocks falling on top of it, and the force of that is like behind an axe's blade, a dwarf axe's blade, sinking into it. I think you come straight down and just like slice the thing across the shoulder diagonally and sever its arm. It obviously lets out another scream of pain. It kind of rolls off to the side, again into the water. One arm and a sword sticking out of it. Sorry, one arm, one eye, and a sword sticking out of it. And Drac, you're on the underside of the bridge looking down, and you can see this happening, and this creature splashing into the water frantically, bleeding out. What'd you do? I can hear some static, but no one's got a mic on. It's weird.
Damn, I keep hearing that static. It's annoying me.
Yeah, I don't know where it's coming from. It's gone now. Drac, so what do you want to do? Are you muted or something? Okay, Salazar, you've got your shark biting into the other one. What do you want to do?
While the shark is there, I'm gonna grab onto its harness and jump on top of it to get up into the air.
Okay, I mean, you've got the skills for that. I think you can just do that.
And then I guess once I'm high enough, I'll draw my bow and shoot an arrow at the one that's still standing.
Okay, is this a quick shot? Are you taking your time and taking aim? What?
No, he's just, as soon as he gets into the air, he's just gonna take a shot.
Okay, so roll with quickly.
Yeah.
So good.
It's even better, it's a triple one.
Yeah, so you shoot, the shot goes wide. And you can see that where it's been bit on the side, the skin is already starting to regenerate the wound from your shark bite.
Is the other one regrowing its arm?
Well, it's away under the bridge, you can't see it, but yes, it will be. But that'll take longer because it's a whole arm.
Yeah, I'm back now. Sorry. Did these things come out of the water when they first showed up, by the way?
The one you were standing on did, yes, but they looked like rocks before they kind of like unfolded.
Okay.
So the one that's under the bridge, underneath you, has got one eye because your dagger's sticking into it. It's got a sword sticking out of it on the back of its neck, and it's missing one arm.
But can I tell that it's starting to heal back?
Probably not the arm so quickly. But you can see where your dagger got the eye. That's already kind of healing up.
The dagger's still in there? Oh, that has to be gross.
Yeah, but you're directly above it. What would you like to do?
Above it, is it like is it scaly all over? Like if I tried to hit it or stab it with my dagger, I really wouldn't do much damage. Would I?
Most of its skin kind of looks like moss. It's got that kind of texture and colour. But patches of it look stony and grey.
I'm gonna try and fall down on top of it and stab out its other eye. Or throw a dagger down and hit its other eye while staying in my position.
Well, what is it? Do you drop down or do you throw?
I throw. I thought about it for a second. I ain't moving. I'm throwing. I'm trying to keep my distance.
So probably roll with quick, because you're trying to do this quickly.
What's my quick modifier? Okay. I don't get no modifier for that.
Okay, so lots of XP now.
Do what?
So you're 2d6, and then if you've got armour, you get +1. If you're trained in your fighting technique, which I think you are, you get +1.
So how would that work on this? Okay. So has it suffered a serious wound? Will I get a +1 for that?
Yes, it definitely has, because it's lost an arm.
Okay. Armor wouldn't be anything. It'd be like leather armor, if anything. So I'm assuming it wouldn't apply here.
I don't know. It depends what armor you start with.
There's only the 2 types, wasn't there? It was like Gamberson or something else.
Gamberson and Chain, yeah.
So it'd be chain for me.
Okay, well, chain would count, so that's an extra +1.
Then it'd just be +3 to that roll.
So that's what, 9?
Hmm.
Okay, 9. More powerful than you. Okay, so you're going to take a wound, and then either a pain or a stress.
Okay, and then pain, so I lose my footing or position. I'm assuming it's just gonna like knock me off the bridge, like I'm hanging underneath the bridge. And then the wound, broken, maimed, cut off, or disabled. So I'm gonna say he hurt my arm.
Okay.
When he hit me.
Yeah, probably more so from the fall than actually a strike. Phil, I mean, at this point, you can just kind of walk out through the mid-air into the middle of this.
Okay, sure. Well, can you just give me a quick rundown of the situation?
Yeah. So you just like slice through because you're traveling through realms and you're going to this position for your mission. You step out onto a bridge. To the side, you can see, well, above, you can see a man on a flying shark shooting arrows at a 12-foot large creature that has skin kind of like moss and parts of it patchy like rocky. Over the side of the bridge, you can see there's another man with a rapier sword. There's this giant stone golem construct thing with a shield and an axe.
I'm here. And we are fighting those creatures.
Yeah, well, you just walk out of your portal, you're on the bridge. You don't know who these people are, but they are obviously in the middle of fighting this creature, or these creatures.
Well, then I'm gonna. I don't want to make it obvious, but I'm gonna sneak out of the chaos and the battle to get a little bit behind, to observe the situation and maybe look for a weak spot or look at who's fighting who and who's the most important target.
Sure. Okay.
Take down.
Well, the one-armed one is distracted, going for Drac.
Yep.
I'll draw my second sword and try and stab it from the back through its chest area.
Okay, so you can have advantage there while it's like striking at drag.
Yep, that's a 10.
Yes, you stab it in the back and you hit something vital. Blood, kind of greenish in hue, just starts to spurt out profusely.
Well, I was aiming for where normally a creature would have its heart, so.
Yes, you definitely hit something vital, and you can hear it. It kind of like gurgles and chokes, and it's spitting blood and it's frothing up in its mouth. But even when you pull the sword out, you can see the skin starting to like knit itself back together.
Yeah.
Although that doesn't stop it coughing, spluttering blood, obviously.
Mhm. And with a sword through its neck and throat, it's probably.
Yes, it's definitely worse for Vera, and it's just kind of like limps. It realizes it's in trouble, then it starts like trying to limp downstream in the water. So he wants to do something now.
I can do something if no one else wants to.
No, I will try and stop it from getting away. I was trying to see if someone else, like my one, wanted to do something.
Okay, I can do something.
Well, you're not fighting your own one. I mean, you're high up; it can't get you anyway.
Oh yeah. I was fighting a different one.
If I was gonna help anything, I wouldn't even focus on that one anymore.
Well, I'm going to try and jump on its back and cuff its head.
Flashy.
Did I get advantage or anything?
Because it's so damaged and hurt, yes, I think so.
That's a 12.
Yeah, you leap up and sever the head from the rest of its body. The huge head just rolls and lops off into the water. The body just slops onto its knees and then falls forward and starts to float away downstream.
Seeing that they finished off theirs, or hearing it falling against the ground, I'll Salazar says, "Oh, I guess I gotta finish up here," and he just jumps off his shark in midair while readying his bow against the giant armadillo.
So you're leaping down and shooting it as you go.
Yeah, and then hopefully Sherman will come down and catch me.
Okay, flashy.
Do I get an advantage since I'm for agile?
Sure, why not?
9.
Sorry, I have to keep flipping between PDF pages here. He's not holding anything. Okay, yeah. Are you firing like multiple arrows as you go down?
No, I'm just shooting one arrow. But I have bodkin arrows, so they have piercing, I think.
Okay, yeah. So you shoot an arrow down at it. The thing like tries to avoid it, but you still catch it because it's so large. But it loses its footing in the slippery mud. It kind of falls on its backside. It kind of turns over onto all fours and starts to run into the water at full speed, which would take it towards Durridin. So Durridin, what do you do?
I'm just going to try and shield tackle it. Just onto its back so that we can keep it in place.
Okay, so do you want to roll forceful?
It's so possible. An 8. I feel like most of the force will come from not the shield, you know.
Drac, you've got static coming out of your mic constantly.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why that would be.
It's just this static noise popping out. It's coming from you.
It's weird, man, because it's not even like highlighted his mic on when I can hear it, so I didn't know where it was coming from.
It's on mine. His name highlights every time the static noise is on.
Yeah, so the large creature slams into you and your shield, knocking you backwards if you want to take a pain. Just with the forces
Is that better? Or is it still going?
drops into you. I can still hear it.
And now it's only going when you're not talking.
If it's knocking me backwards, then I'll just say that I fall over.
Yeah, it just like crashes into you, more in a panic than anything else, and it kind of like skippers and scrambles to the side, and it dives into the deeper part of the river in the center, and tries to like swim away downstream, which would take it past Ricardo.
Well, so it's crawling on all fours still, or is it on high?
It's like
sort of
swimming in the deepest part of the river.
Well, I'm going to attempt to jump on its back and stab into its throat yet again.
Yeah, I think another flashy, because you're basically trying to surf it while you stab it.
Exactly. He is a man of great entertainment. Do I get advantage or anything? I thought so.
Are we all flashy except for Draken?
Do you have a modifier to that?
+1. So an 8. Of course I put one of my +1 in flashy. No, I'm stabbing it in the throat again. Try and make it harder for it to swim.
Yeah. Okay, you stab it, and then when it's kind of like thrashing about, try to shake you off, it does shake you off, and you splash into the water beside it. And the two of you are just kind of caught in the current, and it's pulling you away downstream quite quickly. The rest of you will see this happening, obviously.
He fell into the water.
You fell into the water, yeah.
I guess I'll have Sherman rush over to him to try to get him out of the water quickly.
Okay, so roll quick for me. Okay, so you can either not get there quick enough and they disappear over the next waterfall, or you get there quick enough but the monster reaches out and grabs your shark. What do you want?
I'm sorry, Ricardo. We don't make it in time.
The
That's
monster,
fine.
spinning and thrashing, gurgling and choking, goes over the waterfall. You just hear the sound, the roar of the water, Ricardo, and then you go over the waterfall as well.
I'm
take
going to
a pain.
attempt. Right, I was going to attempt to jump on its back for it to, brace my fall.
Okay, so do flashy first.
Is Master Mike still steady?
Oh, that's a 6.
I was wondering if I could have been doing something while they were doing all that.
Yeah, take a pain just from like the force crashing down over the waterfall.
Yeah. Okay.
The
don't
rest of
have
you,
any foot-
of course, are still upstream at the bridge.
I'm going to cry out loudly in the pain. Because I don't have any footing to lose.
They all went over the waterfall. Is that what happened?
Him and the monster did, yeah.
Can I follow them with Shadow Walk safely?
Yeah, because you're under the bridge, there'll be a shadow, and then you pop out from the shade of a tree on the other side of the waterfall. This part of the river is a little calmer. And there's like a large lagoon kind of area at the bottom of the waterfall.
Are there any like big rocks or a particularly sturdy tree?
And there'll definitely be rocks, yeah.
I'll tie a rope around it and then try to shadow walk on top of the armadillo monster popping out of one of their shadows, so that we can try to tie this thing up so that it doesn't get away.
It's not going to be casting a shadow because it's in the water.
But there are people on top of it, and they would have shadows, wouldn't they?
There's nobody on top of it just now, though.
Oh.
He's in the water, kind of like with it.
Well, if it's not too far, I could always just go out to it.
So you're
I'll throw
gonna
a dagger.
you've got supplies. Supplies aren't adventure gear, are they? They're still different, aren't they?
I actually
Yes, they are.
bought supplies.
Supplies are separate.
I had 5 adventure gear, then I bought 5 supplies. So I'm tied to a tree, and then I'm taking the rest of it to the monster thing to try and tie around it, that it doesn't get away.
Okay, prioritizing the monster over the guy. Okay.
Yes. I was hired for a job.
Okay, is this quick? Because you're trying to do it fast before it gets away.
No, with saddle walk, I'm assuming I can have time to set up far enough downstream, however far I need to.
Right.
I'm trying to.
Okay, so you're trying to be careful with it. So give me a careful roll.
Yeah. A +1. 9.
What were the rest of you guys upstream? What you doing?
Well, since Rise came the last, and he's an important mission, so he doesn't really want to expose himself, nor his identity, nor his talents, nor what he's up to. So he will probably just play along with being a simple traveler, being caught in the midst of all of this, and he will just stand aside and look what's happening. And I suppose he caught what's the name of Draken's character?
Dragon.
Yes, I remember him. Well, anyways, Rise. So probably how you stepped into the shadows, and I suppose he's aware what kind of beings can do that, and it's usually not a good hint. So he will observe closely what's Draken up to, and hide behind a tree or a rock or something, and he'll just look and observe what's happening and follow you.
Duradan, you suddenly kind of look around and you find yourself all alone up here under this other ridge.
Everyone else is too fast. Yeah, like once I've got back to my feet, I'll try and chase like down the river to see what happened to the very fast fish that carried away with my friend. My new friend.
Yeah, could you roll quick for me?
I am not quick. I got a 9.
Okay, so you managed to get up a good bit of speed running down this river, but I mean, you're a big, massive stone. You're unable to stop yourself as you just go flying over the top of the waterfall. Ricardo, you just like see this shadow get larger and larger around you. What'd you do?
I will quickly try and get away.
Real quick.
Oh my god.
I am agile. Does that help?
Yes, you can have advantage.
Am I gonna PK someone already?
Yes, there's this massive pile of boulders that smashes into the water, just like inches behind you as you move out of the way. Take a pain.
Do I just see all this happening from up atop the waterfall?
Yes.
All right.
Imagine I've now fallen face first into the water again. Like got to recover.
So as far as I know, I'm all alone up here.
Yeah, you're
So
just like up there watching.
Just to Pat Sherman and say, well, we might as well join them, and then just dive off his back down the waterfall.
Draken, so you managed to get your rope set up in time and lasso it around this creature to stop it just disappearing completely. And as you do, it kind of like grabs the rope. You can see that it's the wound that it had in its throat seems to be regenerating. And it starts using the rope to pull itself towards the shore where you're standing.
I'm gonna retreat into the trees and the shadows.
Sure, so you run away, dive through a shadow, get out of its way completely, and the thing hauls itself onto the rocks, shakes itself off like a dog, and sort of like stretches and looks around, and then starts like wandering off into the woods.
I try to keep his attention while hiding in the trees. like throw daggers at it here and there. Just
Yeah, you can roll flashy.
flashy. I'm trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, but you're trying to get its attention and draw it, aren't you?
I'm just hitting it with the daggers. But yeah, I can use flashy. That's fine.
I mean, if you're trying to harm
just
it, that'd be sneaky. But if you're just trying to taunt it and distract it and stuff, then that would be flashy.
I'm just trying to keep it from running away again.
Yeah, so that's
While
flashy
taking it.
because you're about getting its attention and stuff.
9, because I have a -1 to that.
Okay, yes, you managed to do that successfully without it being able to quite pinpoint where the daggers are coming from. And therefore it's not able to focus you. It's just like twisting around, swiping out and roaring with frustration. What would the rest of you like to do?
Well, imagine it's going to take me another moment or two to recover and get out the water after the dive bomb.
How deep am I in this water? Am I like completely submerged in it, or?
Oh, with your weight, I think you're completely submerged, yeah. But I mean, that doesn't bother you. You don't breathe.
Yeah, so I'll look around and see if I can find the monster or Ricardo. And then, if I do find Ricardo, I guess I'll try and drag him to shore. Question is, do I need to roll to try and find them? Did they get fucking swept away?
No, I mean, you can look up, you can see where he's paddling.
Oh, he's above me.
Yeah, because he's like above water.
Well, no, I got knocked back into the water with his dive bomb. So
yeah,
I'm like,
but you're not at the bottom of it like he is what I'm saying.
no. Yeah, but he's not going to see me like paddling on the shore. He's probably going to see me like struggling to straighten up.
Yeah, well, you can see you swimming.
Do I land safely?
Yeah, I mean, you had all the time in the world and you're graceful and shit, so sure.
Alright, I'll just swim to shore. Just see Nightmare paddling there, or see Ricardo paddling there, and just swim to shore past him.
As you swim to shore, you can hear this roaring in the woods. So, what would you like to do now?
I'll
Is it my turn or his? Okay.
I'll rush towards the sound.
Okay, you run into the woods. You find yourself, in there. There's quite thick trees, and that huge creature that you've been following is like dancing around in circles, roaring and lashing out at nothing.
I'll just watch and try to figure out what's happening.
Okay, do you want to roll sneaky for me? Oh my god, you're just getting all the XP today.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to take a wound, a pain, and a stress.
Perfect.
Alright, I'll bleeding heavily and I freeze up for a moment. And I guess I'll drop my bow.
Yes, you are shortly going to be in the process of being eaten.
Exciting.
Don't worry. The perfect time to strike is when the person you're trying to hit is trying to hit something else, because that's when they're the most distracted.
Which I assume is now, yeah.
Yes, which is now, because he's trying to eat him, so it's perfect for me. I can just pop up next to him. I'm going to try and slit his throat.
Okay, so you roll sneaky, and you'll have 3 dice, pick the 2 best.
Wow. 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6.
No, you
Oh,
picked
no,
two
the
best.
2 best. So
6, 7, 8, yeah. We'll prep for you, it'll be a pain in the mood. Yes, you slash the thing across, I'm assuming like the thigh because of the size of it, or the back of the leg. The thing lets out a yell of pain, it lets go of Salazar, it turns around and just like swipes at you with the back of its hand and sends you like flying across. Can you roll with your defense?
2 plus 6, 9. Unless it's seriously injured or something, which I didn't think it was.
Ooh, a 9, did you say? Okay, so you're going to take a wound, a pain, or a stress. Take a wound and then choose a pain or a stress.
A wound or a pain or stress. Like
a wound of your choice,
right.
And then either a pain or a stress.
Okay, so I guess lose my footing again. Bleeding heavily, I guess. The wound.
Yep. Yeah, smash your back his hand, you go flying backwards. Bleeding heavily is probably like internal bleeding.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Coughing blood from the chest. Yes, so Ricardo and Duradan and Rise, what would you guys like to do?
After Duran like rescued me from the water, catch my breath and then head to the screaming noises.
Yep, and you see the creature sort of standing there letting out a howl of victory as it's got Salazar in very bad shape in front of it. And Draken kind of like across the way next to a tree. He's obviously been beaten badly.
While it's distracted and it's pit of glory, I'm going to quickly run behind it and stab it in towards the heart area that I stabbed the other one in.
Forceful.
No any advantage or anything. Even though it's distracted, I'm agile. Oh. Well, that's a fail again.
More XP for people.
I was hoping to do it quickly because that's the goal, but you said with forceful, so it's a fail. No, it would be a 7 if it's quick. I was trying to do it while it was still like, in its mid roar, yeah. So it was distracted. +1. So it goes to a 7.
And you're going for the heart again, aren't you?
Yep.
Yes.
Or where I believe the heart was.
Yeah. So you plunge it into the same spot and it kind of like stops. The roar turns into a gurgle. It looks down with its massive head and it tries to like sweep at you, but it's like, it's obviously like not seen properly. And it misaims, and it kind of topples over once and then falls over to the other side, gurgles some more, and a little spurt of blood comes out where your sword went in, and the thing just like lays still.
And I'll pull my sword out and cut off its head, because I know that kills it.
Yes, and the head just like rolls off to one side, and the tongue lolls out.
Too bad I lost a sword doing this.
And then imagine Durdan like comes through the trees like, hey, what's happening?
Comes like rumbling over. And I think, like, on seeing the wounded, he'll take up a defensive stance as if something's still there.
Yeah. Shouts, monster.
Rise, as the attention shifts from the bridge to the forest. There's still one body on the bridge from that monster, right?
The other one got swept downstream.
My other sword's still stuck inside it.
So there's no body to examine on the bridge.
Correct.
So as I see
Jordan
around, see Jordan.
Yeah, I'll keep hiding. Yeah.
Sorry, on you go, Phil.
You go, Phil.
Well, I'll keep hiding and watching the group, especially if I can.
Right, okay.
As I see Jordan walking towards us, like, my giant dwarfen friend. Come, the monster has been slain.
I imagine he's just ignoring the two of us. I'm like coughing up blood. The other guy's just on the ground. He's just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, my dwarven friend."
I'm just
And we're oblivious.
we're both just clutching our wounds.
You just hear Sal's out. I think I'm dying.
Yeah, I think Duradin's going to like not sheath, but like put his axe back on his back, and then like go over to the wounded. But he doesn't have any medical knowledge, so he's just kind of like looking at them.
My God, you're wounded. We'll take you back to town. Do you mind helping us carry our newfound colleagues?
But I thought they were your friends.
We only met this morning. I
Oh.
never even caught this. I never even caught this one's name, pointing to Draken.
My answer is a cough of blood.
Yes, don't worry. I will help you.
Duradin can't even make the sound. He just kind of like rumbles that sound and then picks you up.
Oh no, the earth is closing it around me.
I'm assuming I can probably carry both of them.
Yeah, being your size and strength, I would definitely think so.
And I will try and drag the stone monster corpse.
The whole corpse or just the head?
No, just the head. I'll take.
Yeah, I mean the head's pretty substantial as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, as well, I'm going to check. I'm going to check if the creature has genitalia.
Yes, it does.
Damn it. A poor loss to this world.
Duradin looks at his hands to see if either of them's dead. And he's like, no, they're fine.
Are you just holding us? It's like clutched up in your hand like a wounded animal.
I feel like you're just hanging over his arms, yeah.
Like weight washing. Wait till. Yeah, you guys make your way back up the riverbank towards the bridge. What about you, Rise? Are you making yourself known at this point?
Oh, I'm gonna keep hiding and following them. Should I roll sneaky?
me and the,
Well,
the giant.
not for these two, because these two are oblivious. So they're just not going to notice you. And the
I'm
other
gonna be cursing at Salazar. Like, I should have just thrown the dagger, and if it missed and he killed you, so what? So, I'm just gonna be cussing out the whole time.
yeah, so you just make your way back up, you get to the bridge, and then you're like half a day's walk from the city. If you have any pain, your pain will heal within like an hour to recover those.
Wasn't it like if you have wounds, you can't heal pain past the wound or something like that?
Something like that, but just for simplicity, let's just go with pain heal.
So, how do you take the damage, like when you get up to a gut check?
What do you mean? How do you take the damage?
Like there should be marks, right? So I got hit a couple of times. Like, how does that work? I marked down the pains and the wounds I took.
Yeah, so
Ideal.
if it's A, B, C, D, or whatever, you just mark that letter into the
Right.
damage track until you get to a gut check. When you get to a gut check, you make a roll to see if you keep going or if you die.
Okay. You said pain would heal.
Yes,
What is
you will.
that?
Yeah, you will recover your pain, so you can mark off the ones that are pains after an hour of rest. And since you're doing nothing but lying on his back, as his or his shoulder is carrying you, you can recover that.
I curse at him for me saving him.
I probably would have been fine.
Don't worry, I'm ignoring you while I curse at you. This is more like myself. Like, why did I do that?
Broggenberg City is a small city, a large town, sort of early medieval Germanic kind of style to its architecture, with a large stone wall around its exterior. It is like the last of the border towns before everything beyond this is just like villages. So it gets a fair bit of trade from trappers and villages and farmers and stuff in the outlying lands. It's surrounded by quite a wide moat, but there's no water in it, it's just a ditch. And off to the north side of it, there is a large landfill hole, and this is where all the city's waste gets chucked into. And when the wind's blowing the wrong way, the whole city reeks and stinks of shite. Yes, but it's the sheriff who hired you to deal with the monster in the first place, and this is Sheriff Ladenson. And you'll know where to go to report to him. But for those of you that are injured, I mean, I don't know if you want to see a doctor first, or if you have a healing potion, or if you want to just go back to whatever tavern inn you're staying in and rest up.
I'm gonna go buy myself a healing potion.
Get paid. I gotta get paid first before I can buy a healing potion.
Healing potion's a D4, right?
D4, that many wounds, and then you restore all your pain.
Well, I'll take the head to the sheriff's office.
So the sheriff is quite a muscular man, broad set, jet black hair, thick beard and mustache. He's sort of early 40s. He wears kind of like black armor, leather with sort of silvery iron studs. He's sat behind the table and he's flanked by, sort of a bureaucratic assistant with glasses and such, who does all the reading and writing for him. And we have a couple of guards outside his office that are just kind of like standing around telling jokes, rolling dice.
Yeah, this isn't going to go well. I just realised I have bad reputation.
Well, I went with you because I had to get paid before I can buy healing potions.
He's not going to.
What does it say for bad reputation?
Law enforcement has a negative reaction to me.
Perfect.
Wait, is he oblivious to this as well?
Yes, that's why I'm like, I'll gladly pay to get the money. Because I'm like constantly sleeping around all the time, and breaking women's hearts everywhere. It's like it always causes like domestics.
Maybe just hoping you would die.
What's that? Yep, pop it in the table. Just slam it right. There was even another of these foul creatures at the bridge.
Was there indeed? Did you bring evidence of that one? And he just kind of pushes the head to the side slightly.
Sadly, while facing the second, its corpse drifted downstream.
Oh, well, what a coincidence. I'm afraid we don't pay for speculation on second monsters. He pulls out a small purse of coins and throws it over to you. Anyway, here's your pay. Well done, I suppose. He looks at Draken, who's like coughing, just blood dripping down the corner of your cheek.
I'm not coughing anymore, but it's still coming out a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, good God, man. He takes a handkerchief out and throws it over to you. It's like, clean yourself up.
I throw it back down. It's like, where's my money for the two monsters I helped kill?
He points at the purse that you threw over there. It's like, there's all the money right there. As we agreed, 120 coins.
Yeah, we killed two.
I don't see any evidence of a second monster.
You sure you want to cheat the Ninja Guild like this?
He raises an eyebrow. He's like, the what?
Oh my Jesus! I never had these problems back home.
Take your. He points to Ricardo. Like, take your foreigner man out of here. The man doesn't have any. He's a man positively savage. Look at the state of him.
Gonna cough blood on his table when I leave.
All right, you're also from the southern continent.
Yeah, and
Yep.
the Ninja Clan didn't get cheated because we would just come back and assassinate you later.
Come on, we can go now. Was that? Don't worry, it's sure to split the money evenly.
Dragon's like doing the quick math. He's like, that's like a half of a health potion.
Yeah, I did the math in my head already. That's why I was so pissed off. I was like, this isn't enough.
Yeah, 123 ways.
So we each get 40.
Go ahead, take my 40 before we go back to the golem. Before we go back. The dwarf, I should say.
Do you not have enough gold to get a potion yet?
It puts me 2 gold short. I'm at 48 now.
All right, I'll give you the 2 gold.
Oh no, I can't borrow money from you. That would put me in your debt.
I know it's always worth it having ninjas in your debt.
No, I don't put myself in debt. I'm just gonna limp up to the room to go to sleep.
Oh
I'll
well.
go see a doctor. Maybe that'd be cheaper than a healing potion.
Would I be able to use? Would Beast Mastery let me be able to heal my shark's injury?
No.
Yeah, I think I'd look for a doctor to see if I can get healed up a little bit for cheaper than a healing potion.
I'll go with you and bring my shark to the doctor.
So would there not be churches of Yaren here now?
There'll be a Church of Yaren, yeah. There isn't pretty much every town site. This one's not particularly grandiose, it's just like a large wooden hall.
Whatever's cheapest.
Will they let me bring my shark into the pool? Alright, I'll go to the witch doctor then. Oh no, I'm fine. I already took a potion. I need healing for someone else. And I'll just like whistle into the sky. Yeah. Oh, don't worry, it's tame. It's a fish. See, it has wings. I'll just point at the wings it has instead of fins. No. It's a shark. Well, you see, when 2 sharks reach a certain time of year, one lays eggs, and then the other one will do stuff to the eggs, and then they'll hatch later, and that's how sharks are born.
Shark? Is that a type of fish?
Exactly. So you get it.
I'm not sure I do, but this is the thing that you need healed.
Right. And I'll point to a side where it got scraped by the rock monster.
Yeah.
Rockadillo.
So this wound you're trying to heal.
Yeah, it's bleeding heavily.
Yeah, so she administered some herbs and ointment and salves, which stop the bleeding to treat it, so they can heal one wound. And that will cost you 10 gold.
All right.
Beth, I think that will heal your friend. What do you feed it?
Meat.
A very strange, wonderful creature.
And it's not even fully grown yet.
So it raises both eyebrows and kind of like, oh shit. And Draken, you're going to the Church of Yaren, yes?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so like I said, it's a large wooden shed. This will also have, a queue of people coughing, people in crutches, just looking to get their ills and such looked after. It's a long wait. There's a donation bowl next to the door as you enter the building. In the centre of the building, in the room, you can see that they've dug a shallow pool filled with water, and there's a priest in very basic robes there, standing just like chanting as he like picks water out with his hand and pours it over people's wounds. When it's your turn, he like motions for you to come towards him. My son, do you take Yaren into heart and accept him in all his ways and forms?
Yes.
And what may heal you today?
I think I got like a couple busted internal organs in here. Cough up some blood in front of them.
Remove your robes, child. Yes, you remove your robes, you can see the bruising and the damage and the red patches on your skin. He puts his old man's cold hand on your back, one on your chest, and he motions for you to like slowly lower yourself into the pool. And then he pushes you down, submerging you in the water, and starts waving his hands around and chanting a prayer. You can heal one wound.
Okay, I'm gonna feel the internal bleeding.
And he pulls you back up out of the water. How do you feel, my child?
I feel much better. Still got a busted arm, but otherwise good.
He takes something off of one of his assistants and gives you a small wooden circle pendant that has like a Y carved into it. So keep this close to your heart, and Jan will be with you always.
Yes, of course, I'll put my cloak on and pin it to my cloak while I leave. And then when I get outside, I'm just going to take it off.
Well, as you're
Put it in
leaving,
the
the guy
donation
beside the donation bowl just goes,
Yeah, I'm going to try to slide a hand the pendant with 2 gold coins into the donation jar.
Sure, I'm not sure. What's Rise doing while these guys are doing this?
Well, Rise, meanwhile, he was following Drakan, and what's the name of Alan's character?
Ricardo.
Ricardo, yeah. So, seeing that he brought the head sheriff, he quickly reckons that it's a mercenary group, and quite peculiar one. And it was quite a scene seeing somebody who is stepping in and out of the shadows, which is a very rare gift or a curse, being healed inside of the Yaren's pool and accepting his blessing. So I'm surprised,
Phil,
but yeah,
can your character see magical auras?
yes.
Yeah, you're going to notice my character has a massive glowing beacon that's like, you can pick him out from outside a city large.
That's interesting.
So if you're like
Well,
looking at his aura directly, it's just going to be blindingly lit bright.
that's also something interesting. You're definitely a group that I'm gonna check on later because I have other business to attend to, and I figure out since you're a mercenary group, you're just gonna figure out other job that's gonna get you paid, and you have to heal up. So I'm gonna have a rundown on you later. But first things first, I'm gonna meet the informant in the tavern probably.
And what is this informant that you're meeting? Like, do you know who he is or what he looks like, or she?
Well, it's somebody from the high circle of Magi, from the circle of mages. Somebody highly ranked, but so far we don't know who that person is. So I don't know exactly who am I meeting. I just got a letter to be in the tavern in Brogenberg, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm keeping myself bland, just a simple-looking guy, avoiding the attention and exposure.
Can you also roll a careful for me? Yeah, when you were following Draken, because you are a person who has been to different realms, you can see it's not a strong aura, but you can see the aura of demonic plane around him.
Yeah, I felt something is wrong here.
And that definitely does make sense that he was able to go in and heal in the Church of Yaren.
Did you say that it makes sense or it doesn't make sense?
It doesn't make sense. Like, that should not have healed him.
Yes, that's what I thought as well.
So where does Duradan go while the others are healing?
I think that once he'd seen them off, he would probably just stop by the tavern and see if there'd been any talk of dwarves in the area, so he can find out where to go next.
Okay. Is he just in there, sat on his own in a corner, and everyone else just looking at him like, what the fuck is this thing?
I think if the seats can even accommodate him, he'd be sat like at the bar, like trying to talk to the tavern master,
Right.
and like the stereotype of really cheery like drinking dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he hears anything that he finds like slightly funny, he's just like laughing ridiculously loud.
Sure, and everyone else is like extremely intimidated and nervous and cautious about what the hell this thing is. So they're all keeping their rambunctious behaviour to a minimum.
You can imagine he's been there for a while now. I walk in, it's exact. Ah, my giant dwarven friend! What a coincidence meeting you here.
He turns around, like the chair creaking, and he's, "Oh, we meet again," and he just hands you a flask, and then goes back to drinking, and there's like ale spilling out between his cracks.
There's like a pool of ale at the stool where he's sitting, because it's all just like running onto the ground.
That's the very interesting way of drinking.
Yes, we dwarves like our ale, and he just like drains another tankard.
As I can see.
So, what brings you to this town?
Ah, see, I was blessed by the goddess. She sent me great words of wisdom. Said I will find compatriots here, that some grand adventure awaits. That which we must do to save the world.
And
Is it to go
those armadillos? Is the world saved?
No, my friend. Nothing to do with why I was here. No, just to raise a little capital. Traveling is not always cheap, and money can sometimes run dry.
Yes, I understand well. And he like puts some coins on the bar to pay for what he's drank already.
Is this the point where Ricardo actually gives Duradan his money?
Durden didn't take the job with us, so he doesn't pay Durden.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
I give the ninja his share, and if I meet,
No.
if I meet,
I know, I was just wondering.
and if I meet up with the other, that's why he got 40. And if I meet up with,
I legit took my share because I was afraid the next time he saw the dwarf, he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you helped. Here's your share." So I'm like, "Go ahead and pay me first."
I'm just surprised that Ricardo's like friendly with Duridan. because I almost fucking cursed him jumping off the waterfall.
Remember, oblivious, gullible. He's like,
Two
he is. He
idiots.
does. I do not have a mean bone in my body. Is this part of my character? I'm just always nice. No matter what. The only time I'm like, I don't like something is if it's like something that's against my creed or code. I don't. I believe you that you're a giant dwarf. So I'm like, no, dwarves. You seem very nice and friendly enough. You helped us in the fight. You didn't need to. I was so kind and generous of you.
But you're not getting paid.
Oh, because you didn't set the job, so you don't get a
Yeah,
share.
of course.
You volunteered.
It's like, oh,
Yeah,
it's very
Durden
nice.
wasn't.
It's like,
He wasn't expecting to get paid.
Yeah, but I will pay. I will when you drop your money in the tab on the tavern. I'm like, no, keep your coin, my friend. I'll buy your. I pay for your drinks.
That's very kind. And he's just like drain another tank.
So you helped us. You helped us greatly this afternoon. You deserve a fine evening of merriment. Anyway, I still need to find that beast tamer and give him his share.
Oh, I thought I would have gone with you to get the money. Just waited outside or something.
Oh, okay. So I've given you your money then. Your share. That's fine. I'm off to search for compatriots. Join me in my holy quest. Would you be interested? My giant
What's the
dwarven friend.
quest?
Is to liberate the great dwarven kingdoms from the great tyranny.
The two of
The
them just like
tyranny of hippos.
stares at you when you say that, but he's not actually got eyes. He's just got like runes carved where they would be. So there's this like a big stone in front of your face.
Yes, a giant dwarf such as yourself. Would you be interested in joining such a crusade?
He just stands up immediately and he's like, "Let's go."
it's totally Baymax.
It's totally Baymax.
Is this the point where God, what's his name? Where Rise comes in to look for his informant?
Yes.
Yes, you open the door, Rise, and you're hit with the beam of sparkling mana light emitting from Ricardo.
That's what you get when you're blessed and cursed by a goddess.
Yeah, I've already seen Ricardo. But I'm also mana sensitive, and I know I'm looking for a mage informant. So, is there somebody else emitting a powerful source of mana in the tavern?
There's a person emitting a very subdued, discreet glow of mana in the corner. They're wearing a thick, dark robe which shrouds their face. And they're sitting alone at a table in the corner.
Well, I don't even look a person. I take a drink at the bar counter and slowly, calmly walk towards the person and sit down.
Yes, you sit in the seat across from them, and the person, without saying a word, just like holds up their palm, and in the middle of their palm is an insignia that's been scarred into it, and it has a very slight greenish glow to it. And then he closes his palm after he's shown it to you.
Rises, being quiet. He's a very still person. He doesn't talk too much. He just stands there and he's expecting that the mage has something to say.
Yes, so the mage takes a drink from his flagon and points to the noisy Ricardo and Stone Baymax over at the bar. Friends of yours?
No.
Well,
Do you maybe know them?
I do not, but one of them positively radiates magical signature. Perhaps it is to our benefit as it disguises our signatures here.
You're right. I've noticed that too.
You've no doubt visited the church here, yes?
You seem very informative for a person who's having a drink in the tavern.
That's because I know the person I'm talking to. You do not do a great job of hiding your identity, Knight of the Realms.
Well, this is, like I said, calm, still person, but his eyebrows twitches as the mage mentions that he did not hide his identity. His like it's his challenge, but he doesn't go for it. He keeps silent. Well, I did not come here for chit chat. You know why we met here?
The corruption in the guild.
Well, let me speak bluntly. So far, I only have information about mysterious tattooed mage fitting an army, then mysteriously disappearing. A mission gone wrong in the astral realm, which attracted a lot of attention. Mage's Guild is living a lot of tales. And of course, the killing of high-ranking Mage's Guild member by a demon, which was maybe caused by the Mage's Guild themselves. Now, what about those information for start?
I have the information that you seek, and our mutual friend has made us both aware of this meeting. However, I don't believe you've made an offer for a price for this information.
I put my elbows on the table and lean forward. I'm looking at the caped person, like I can see the eyes of that person. Well, what kind of information exactly are you offering before I offer anything else in return?
I can offer you a name and a direction for this sorcerer that you seek, the one with the army. Because of the rifts opening up due to Malachus' corruption, he has fled to this realm. And he hides now, awaiting reinforcements.
Now, you already know who we are. We are not a simple assassins. I'm gonna need more information. Now, the request for investigation came from the Mage's Guild itself, but I didn't find anything about the sorcerer opening a rift or spreading the corruption. You know I'm gonna need more than that before we make our move.
Yes, but what are you offering for my information? A being such as yourself has access to a great many interesting artifacts. Surely you must have something you can offer.
So you see, you're just not asking those questions. You clearly want something. So what do you want?
He pulls back the hood, and you can see just no more at the edges of the hood that his face is one of a demon. Have you heard of the brass tablets of the ancient tome?
Of course. I
Such
presume you want one.
Such a tablet lies in a dwarven stronghold to the north. I will give up this information, and I have more to tell you later, which will be a great interest to you and your order. But I want that tablet in return.
So, let's summarize this. You're looking for a brass tablet with a location in Dwarven Kingdom, which is currently under the siege. And you will give the information about the sorcerer who is working from the inside of the Mages Guild, spreading corruption.
Yes, that's correct. I will give you that information today if you give me your word that you will retrieve this tablet for me. And once you return it to me, I have much more information for your order that you'll find extremely useful.
Hmm. Well, you know what? Even if it was my sole integrity, I'm not sure if I would do something for a creature like you. And you know we have a hierarchy. I would need to consult. I would need to visit the council of our members, see, and to decide. You know that already.
He pulls the hood back over his head and leans backwards. You take all the time you need, Realm Walker. But we are not so different, you and I. We are creatures from other planes that do not belong here.
This has been my home for many years, and I care for it. We serve no gods, we serve no religion. There is no ranks or political ideologies. We serve everybody, regardless of realm, race, and everything else.
Well,
But I have one more question. That in your palm, what was that about?
What's that?
The insignia on your palm, what was that about?
Oh, I was just letting you know who I was.
Well, okay. Then I suppose we'll see each other. If you contacted me in the first place, you know how to get to me. You can send a letter or something. I'm not saying yes or no for the moment. I need counseling. And that's it for now.
He just gives you a solemn nod.
And then I'm gonna stand up and probably look for another shady place and observe Ricardo and Duridine.
Does this tavern have tables outside? That's fine. I'll just slam open the door and yell at the tavern keeper to bring a round of drinks outside and some meat. And then I'll, I guess, spotting Ricardo, who I had met earlier, I'll yell over to him, join me outside. Let's have a drink and eat.
Yes. I failed to introduce myself. My name is Ricardo. What's your name, my good friend?
I am Salazar.
Mr. Salazar. It's a good pleasure to work with you today. You and your fine friend. Looking at the shark.
Yes, Sherman is the best flying shark in our whole tribe. I raised him myself.
He's a fine shark. I do admit I have not the keenest eye on these things, but it does look magnificent.
Are you also heading back to the Tavern Draken after you've been to the church?
I was actually gonna ask, since my whole job is being sneaky and like following people and all that, I was wondering if I could. I know who was following, but sense that I was being followed. Would that be a vole or something?
Yeah, you can roll careful. Or clever, I suppose either one would work. yeah, you definitely know that someone is following you, although you're not able to, place exactly where they are or who they are.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm headed back to the tavern because I still need to rest up,
Yep.
get food.
The little wooden trinket that you were given makes you feel incredibly comfortable, rejuvenated. You feel like you've just had a hearty meal and a good long sleep. Like, you feel as right as rain.
Really. Pocket that for later. I'm gonna ignore everyone gathered together and get my own food and just kind of keep an eye out since I know I'm being followed, or that I was being followed at one point. Like, I'm not looking for anyone in particular, but like I am also just being extra careful.
Oh, could you also roll clever for me? Because you have demonology.
6. Yeah, no. Oh, no, I get +0 for clever. I'm kind of like wipe it off as I go sit down.
Yeah, so the rest of you just like drinking, eating, and generally relaxing for a while.
What?
If I see any attractive ladies, I'm going to start flirting.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there throwing half the meat into the air for Sherman to catch.
I like the idea that like two of them, when they were going outside, two of them had wanted to leave to start on the quest, and then got called back over by Ricardo, and then they went outside anyway, so he's just confused.
These people aren't like dwarves at all.
Well, a dwarf would just stop what it's doing to continue drinking very easily.
Yeah, like he's got a lead, so he's happy about that.
As you guys are like drinking and just relaxing outside, it gets dark. The torchbearers come by and start lighting the street lanterns with candles. And the sheriff approaches you with 2 soldiers in tow. He approaches your group. You specifically, Ricardo. I see you men are making the most of the evening.
Yes, well, I wouldn't say the most of this evening, but we are making an evening.
And as you say that, you cast an eye to the lady across the table.
My, what a beautiful woman. And your eyes would sparkle jewels, outshine that of the count.
The sheriff, who's still standing beside you, just coughs and says, "Yes, well, I was wondering if you gentlemen would be interested in another job."
And what job might that be? Actually, I wouldn't say that. I'm totally infatuated.
Two of them just rumbles like, "We are very busy."
Well, it's a request by the Lord Mayor himself. It's not the kind of offer that's normally turned down. But it is,
He has no eyebrows to raise, so he just kind of tilts his head at them.
yes, but I can tell you it's a job that will pay greatly if you're interested.
I've heard not a single word he said.
God damn it.
Was the blue guy not with us as well? I've forgotten his name.
Oh yeah, I was outside too.
Yeah, Salazar. Yeah.
I was up here.
Mm.
Is he caught in it?
Money would be great. How much are we talking?
He kind of looks around to try to make sure no one else overhears, and he leans down to try and whisper it to you. Where's Rise at this point?
Just in the corner, observing the current situation with the sheriff.
Okay, so he's going to say this in a way that he's trying to be quiet, and everyone else is too busy drinking, eating, and talking to really notice, but you do overhear what he's saying to them. He leans down and says, I believe the Lord Mayor will pay as much as 10 times what you earned today. It's a matter of, shall we say, kingdom security.
Salazar looks shocked and starts thinking about how many animals he can buy with that.
How much kibble?
Yeah.
And two of them gets confused trying to multiply 0.
Times 1 and times 0, but that's
Ricardo's heard not a word as he's flirting with the lovely woman.
yeah, there's just like a giggle from the woman that you're flirting with.
Yep.
The sheriff gets a little annoyed that just been plain ignored. Well, you know, I'm sure there are other capable adventurers around that might be more interested.
No. I'm gonna stand up and like pat his shoulder. We would love to hear what the mayor has for us to do. Isn't that right? Just look at the other two, just seeing them basically ignoring the conversation.
Two of them doesn't honestly look that interested, so he just kind of like shakes his head and then looks at Ricardo, who isn't paying attention.
He's slowly convincing this woman to go to bed with him at this moment.
See, neither of them disagree.
Right, well, if you make yourselves present at the Lord Mayor's office first thing in the morning, and for God's sake, make yourself presentable.
It's gonna appear on his other shoulder, like by his other shoulder with shadow work if I can.
Yes, there's plenty of shadows around.
Tell him I don't much care to work for people that cheat us, though.
He like jumps.
staring into his eye.
Yeah, he jumps with fright because of the voice behind his shoulder. What the blazes? You were not cheated today. You did not provide evidence of extra work. Regardless, if you complete this other job, I'm sure the Lord Mayor will more than compensate. Right, he just nods like, right then, and him and these two men march off.
I think at this point, I'm just going to like nudge Ricardo to see if he's paying any attention at all, which he is not apparently.
Draken, did you hear the good news? We're going to be rich.
Maybe. Just gonna be staring holes in the sheriff's back.
I'll just see the rest of you in the morning. You can inform me then. I'll see them just depart.
You just see the green dress of the woman he was talking to like disappear through the door. Draken, as you catch sight of Rise, this simple traveller sat in the corner, you're just
I'm
hit with
I was wanted to make
you're just hit with a hint of familiarity, although you don't recognise him.
glance at him for a second and then back at the sheriff.
Well, I think the sheriff had left by now, hadn't he?
Yes, the sheriff's like nodded and walked off.
Like staring in his direction because he cheated me money.
Alright.
And as he's walking away, I'm just staring in that direction.
Within about 2 minutes. Sorry, within about a minute of me leaving, you can start hearing women screaming in absolute pleasure.
Yes, some of the crowd, the other patrons, start to like laugh and joke and cheer, whistle. Outside, you can see the priest of Yaren and several of his followers. They're just like walking along the street, talking to vagabonds and travellers and handing out little wooden pendants.
Salazar just scoffs at them and mutters about false gods.
Go collect me another one.
In that moment, as Rise sees the priest and his followers handing the well, it looks like a cross or what? Well, anyways, he's struck by the thought that either something is wrong with this Rakan, mysterious demonic influence, or something is wrong with the Church of Yaren. But there's currently too much happening in Rise's head, and he's just sitting and observing, making himself unnoticeable and bland.
Yeah, I mean, if there's nothing else you want to do, you'll just spend the night in a tavern.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I think
Ricardo's
we'll,
definitely
yeah, and I think we will just leave it there for tonight, and we'll pick up next week when you just go in to see the mayor.
I've forgotten this lovely lady and a beautiful.
Oh man, it was
Yes.
getting good.
You only forget her if you fall in love with her.
Oh, good point. Yes, I'm definitely not. This one's a one night stand. I only have had down my sheet somewhere. Exactly my definition of my curse.
Oh, I've got a note, cannot find true love.
Yeah, and I specifically have a drive to find true love.
So, Phil, do you want to tell everyone like what your character is, who he is?
Yeah, sure. So, well, a little bit of his background, right?
Yeah, just whatever you want to tell.
Well, the thing I had prepared was that he's actually human, born into a noble family in the capital, and showing his magical talent from a young age, he was sent by his family to the Mages Guild. But after witnessing, political games, corruption, and lust for power, he leaves everything. And one day, he rescues a stranger from bandits who was actually an astral knight being ambushed. And showing courage to save a stranger, he is immediately offered a chance to serve and protect everybody, regardless race, religion, rank, as the realm warden. And with his skills, he quickly became one of the investigators. Role of the investigators connected with magical artifacts, mages, and of course assassin of VIP targets, because some of his skills are making that very useful. I don't know if I should say something about the realm wardens itself, or
I mean, as much detail as you want to let them know, just so they know like who your character is, what you can do, kind of.
well, I have a picture of him, how I imagine him. So he's somewhat plain looking. Yeah, I'm gonna share a picture here in the Fantasy channel. A simple traveler hiding a chainmail armor under the long tunic and long trench coat, leather coat. And I presume not many people know about astral knights or realm wardens, realm walkers. However, they might be called by different people.
I mean, considering we've got like 2 foreigners and 2 oblivious characters.
Yeah, but I mean the
Yep.
National Knights Order is like an ancient order that goes between different realms. So, I mean, anyone might have heard of it, but it's probably unlikely most people have heard of it at this point in time.
I guess if Ricardo has connections to God, it's possible he could have known. But yeah,
Yeah, if she thinks it's relevant for me to know and isn't pissed off at me, she'll let me know. Yeah, I'm in a very toxic relationship with the goddess I worship.
I don't like that wine shark.
So we've got a guy with a flying shark, a paladin with a toxic relationship with his goddess, a giant stone golem thing that thinks it's a dwarf, a giant stone Baymax, and then we've got the half demon ninja.
You mentioned BMX before. I've not actually watched Big Hero 6. So
You've seen
I
pictures.
noticed when you said the name earlier, but I've not seen the movie.
Yeah, but you know that what it looks like.
Yeah.
Guy shark.
And how does Ricardo look like?
Incredibly handsome, dashing in a way. Most women, get flutters when they see him.
You know Vegas from Street Fighter? For some reason, I kept thinking of him.
Yeah.
I mean, significantly like rougher looking because he's like hewn from stone, but
Yeah, he's
yeah.
stone instead of coochie, but
Yeah.
It's so fitting.
And we have that very radiant, glowing blue aura of Ricardo and golden, powerful aura of what's even that creature bird you're playing?
Wait, a golden
it?
powerful? Or I thought that was the one from Ricardo.
Mine's is either like gold or pink. There's no way it's going to be any other color because it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
blessing. It's both essentially it's the curse I've got from the goddess. Is just like creates this big massive mana glow because it's all high power goddess energy.
Yeah, because my character's a construct, I imagine he would have a different magical signature. But he's not like a fucking powerful signature like Ricardo.
Yeah, I misplaced. Yeah, divine
Yes.
radiance.
Yes, it clearly looks like I'm like a walking deity. Essentially, if I wasn't like having this like toxic relationship, I'd be like a living saint to my goddess.
Mm.
Tell you, never cheat on a goddess, especially one of sex.
And so you're basically paladin.
Yeah, I'm a paladin.
Are you going to ascend to godhood or become the god of toxic relationships?
There is. Maybe that's the whole point of this curse is to turn me into a god. I just don't know it because I'm oblivious.
Having two of you oblivious is kind of funny.
I love that at the start two of us are just talking and then fighting at the side. It's just,
Hey, what's going on over there? Oh, I don't know.
and it's like, I never mattered. Like, I apologize for pointing a sword at you. My mistake.
Water under the bridge. Ha ha ha. Because we're on a bridge.
Yes.
Someone just tells you that you don't need to fight, and you just stop fighting.
Yeah, and Drakan, I remember him from one of those campaigns in the south. And who is or what is Salazar?
He's a beastmaster archer who rides a flying shark.
Human, elf?
Human.
That's cool. So you have flying shark.
Yes.
Yeah, we established in a old campaign that kind of like above the clouds, there's a whole ecology. It's mostly like aquatic animals, but they can fly. So there's like giant floating jellyfish and giant sky turtles and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's a cool party.
Yeah, I was just writing notes of all the kind of threads that were popping up there. So there's plenty to work with.
I was really surprised that you came up with demon mage from the guild, which kind of struck me, and I'm surprised to see Drakan, and well, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, because you'd be like, what the fuck are all these demons doing here?
Yeah,
And of course, Hypnos is a demon himself, and he's leading a swarm of demons. So this is all going to work out fine.
Yeah, I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Two of us were like bleeding out in the fourth session. What can go wrong?
It was
Well,
fine. I almost aimed it.
The oblivious Rockman falling on top of people was my favourite part. But hang on, did we have end of session stuff? I'm sorry, I barely even looked over the rules again since last time.
Yeah, there's an end of session thing.
End of session. Okay, so everyone gets an XP. Did anyone fulfill a drive?
Yeah, seduced a woman right at the end. I got laid.
Also, did we get rid of getting XP for failing rules?
No, we
I think
kept
so,
it.
no.
So that's still in it as well as these ones?
Yeah, this is the only other. It's because we wanted to level up these guys, so we had more fun with upgrading characters here. We got rid of it in like all the other systems. I think that's the only one that still has XP for failing.
I'll go through my notes and check that, but okay.
Yeah, because it's 7 plus your level, 7 plus 2 times your level to level up.
Yeah, but I don't see anything here about getting XP from rules. I think we just change that to just session, but we'll see anyway because it's not going to be that long a campaign.
Yeah, the last one I was in, it still had that.
Right, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so if you fulfill the drive, you get an XP.
No, I wasn't able to catch any of the armadillo monsters.
But they were actually trolls.
Oh, I thought you said they had like pointed heads.
Yeah. Big, long, pointed noses. Okay.
You were
I thought
imagining
they were like some weird fish monster.
Just kind of like a troll, yeah.
the
Okay.
claws is what threw me off patrol. But
Claws can have trolls. So if your character did something
Claws-
awesome,
claws can have trolls.
claws can have trolls. Yeah, if character did something awesome.
I think it was awesome when Bird just fell off the cliff on top of us.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
copied Ricardo jumping off the bridge.
Yes.
Not thinking that he could just like crush him by landing on top of him.
Look, that is how a dwarf would fight, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it seems weird to not give it to Ricardo as well then, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
all the flashiness.
Yeah, he did like most of the work taking them down, it felt like.
I killed both of them.
Yeah. I mean, I took one of their arms off, but yeah.
I think Drac did awesome with the shadow walking and the climbing under the bridge and all the sneaky knife throws.
Yeah, I love the bit when he's like stalking it in the trees, throwing the knives. That was cool.
Also just
Take
like letting a party member get mauled so he can flash it. I quite like that one.
And then still failed.
Yes.
Yeah, then still failed. I actually did that one. I actually rolled with that one though, because my redemption. Like I could have just thrown the dagger from a distance, but I used it. Like, okay, I went in to help him, and it cost me. Like, why did I do this?
That's the last time I ever tried to help someone.
Like, I'm just struggling with the inner guilt I feel for people dying because I
Yeah.
unleashed a demon on them.
Oh god damn it, being a nice guy's hard.
I just kind of flailed around. I only got one shot off and it ran away after that.
Anyone else do anything awesome that you get an XP?
I did like Salazar's like flip to try and finish off the other one, even though it didn't. You know, it was still cool.
I like when he jumped off the shark to shoot it and then got caught again.
Honestly, I just think the funniest part is him taking the shark to the apothecary.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, what is this thing?
It's a giant fish and everything. I was looking at the map as well, and I was like, this woman like would have no idea what a fucking shark was. She doesn't live anywhere near the coast.
Probably just.
But I
never
like it's like he's just explaining shark biology to her.
Yeah. Party overcame a notable enemy or task. Yes, because you completed your first task, so everyone can get an XP for that. And then the party learned something new about one of their characters or the world. Everyone will get an XP for that one as well.
So for level 1, it would be 7 XP to get to level 1.
Yes.
So I've got 7.
You want me to paste it in Discord?
Oh,
You're good. A lot of fails.
Yeah, we did. We got a lot of fails.
Yeah, I
As
think I only
almost-
hit the enemy once, and then the rest of the time I almost died or killed someone else.
Like I didn't fail, and I still almost killed someone else.
I'm going to take etiquette as a tag or
Which
quality.
tag,
I
sorry?
can't remember which. Etiquette.
Oh, etiquette, yeah.
I've been around many noble ladies' dresses.
I guess would the cat-like quality make sense?
For balancing and stuff.
Yeah.
I suppose if you're doing a lot of balancing on the back of a shark, they might. But yeah, landing on your feet, I mean, you might want that if you're jumping off it in the air as well.
Yeah, I've uploaded Ricardo to the G drive.
Yeah, if you can upload them or send me the sheets on Discord, so I've got the most recent version.
Hey, Dark, I'm wondering, would the Mages Guild actually have somebody who is demon inside of the circle?
It would appear so.
Well, there was a guy who had the demon captive, and the demon got free and then murdered him. So
Yes, the famous Al.
Oh.
Purcell X.
I also wanted to ask you, right, so for 2 of your tags, you have advanced telekinesis. Now, I understand the advanced astral projection, that kind of makes sense. What's advanced telekinesis?
So the description for normal telekinesis is a spell that I can manipulate smaller objects freely. And I suppose I could maybe trip somebody, you know.
Right.
But advanced would be that I can manipulate with heavier objects.
Right,
Or,
okay.
For example, I could use in the tavern. I could send tables flying. You know.
Okay, so
somebody-
yeah, so just something heavier. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just confused what
Or-
advanced would be.
Yeah, I imagine the limit would be somebody who's an average person. If he's close enough, I could knock him down or force him, to fly away to me.
Yeah,
like that.
like a force push kind of thing. Jedi
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, force push or pull. Yeah,
Okay.
and
And your extra
and
mana, is that just like 1 extra mana you want for free?
yes, basically to be a trade 1.1 point for 1 mana roll.
But you can't drink mana potions.
Yes, because I'm mana sensitive, and drinking a mana potion would be too much concentrated mana for my body. Let's put it that way.
So
Does that
you
make sense?
store mana just by like resting and stuff.
Yes, that's right. I suppose I'm gonna take some kind of siphon mana spell in the future. Maybe, I don't know. It could make sense.
Okay, so as long as you get rest and stuff. Okay, so that should limit you enough adequately.
And anything else that caught your eye?
I think the rest of it's fine. I just want to ask about the advanced one. I was just like, what the hell does he mean by advanced? Advanced astral
Well-
projection, I'm assuming you mean not just coming out of your body and looking at places nearby and stuff. Like you're talking about like actually going through different realms and stuff with your astral body.
Well, yes, something like this. Let's say since it's advanced would be I could if I project myself through the body and let's say go to another building because I can fly through the walls and fly. And advanced would be that I can manifest or teleport my body to the place where my astral body is present.
I'll say yes, but we'll probably have a roll with it. It won't be like an automatic thing.
Yeah, a roll or maybe casting the spell again or maybe sustaining the spell, something like that. It probably depends how long am I going to stay
Oh, yeah.
outside of the astral body.
Oh yeah, it is a spell, isn't it? Yeah. That'll be fine. We'll just increase the stuff for it. Okay, that's fine.
Or maybe how far my astral body is from the physical body.
Yeah, that should
yeah.
be fine.
Yeah, we'll see.
Does anyone else have any questions or suggestions or anything like that before we wrap up?
No, I'm enjoying it.
Okay, well, if we're all good, same time next Sunday.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I'll try not.
Yeah,
I'll try not
see
to
you guys.
get in double book this time. See you next week. Bye.
See ya.
All right.